Greetings, everybody. This is Patricia Cori coming to you from the Azores Islands, beautiful, sunny Portugal, where I am living out my life in joy and bliss. And I'm going to continue an earlier discussion on Feng Shui. And as I mentioned in that video, the intro, I'm more about the deeper meaning of decluttering. 8 million videos are out about how to declutter your house. And I did mention also Marie Kondo, who has been doing this wonderful work, tidying up your life, that she made famous through a book that's a bestseller and a TV show. So there's plenty of information out there on how to declutter. What I'm interested in is the more metaphysical purpose, meaning, and aspects of what this all means to you on the emotional, physical, and mental. There you go. I'm being mental, forgetting it, and the mental bodies. So first of all, I'd like to thank all of you who have just subscribed. I've been asking people to go ahead and subscribe if you like what I'm putting out there, because these moments of Zen, as long as they're helping, I'm happy to do them, but it helps me to know that there's an audience for it. So kindly subscribe if you like what I'm putting out. Be sure to subscribe and help me build this channel so that at some point, I get a gold star from the YouTube people or something. Right, okay, so I want to start by talking about, just briefly, about Feng Shui. And of course, many of you already know a lot of this, but, bear with me. And that way, even if you do know, perhaps you'll get my perspective, might add a little piece to your collection of knowledge. So what is Feng Shui? Well, Feng Shui is an ancient art. I believe it was founded in China over 3,000 years ago. And I'm reading here, in literal translation, Feng means wind and Shui means water. And of course, these are aspects of well-being that are present in ancient Chinese medicine, and the Tibetans, who described the different body systems and how the energies of wind and water and the forces of nature actually working through us and maintaining balance. So when you look at your life now and ask yourself, because so many people are coming to me and having readings and consultancies about feeling stuck. And this feeling of being stuck is becoming so prevalent in our society. We keep acquiring more stuff. And of course, we are programmed to do that, as I've discussed before, by so many factors that want us to consume our lives away. And we are seeing a move to a trend, let's say, to tiny houses, to minimalism, etc., as people are starting to realize that the stuff not only doesn't satisfy and bring joy, but it actually is in many ways a cage. It's an anchor, a weight. So there's this beautiful balance that we have to find, like wind and water and soil, between the aspects that make up our being, on how to have enough that creates a feeling of security and strength. And I suppose that's what the root chakra is: security, the finances, things that give you a sense of safety and security. And minimalism, which is, I don't need any of this stuff, I just want to be free. And somewhere in between there is a lovely balance, which only you can know for yourself. But I'm finding that because so many people are coming to me and saying, I'm stuck, I need help, I don't know what to do, I don't feel free, I don't feel that I'm forward moving, etc., that I'm finding over and over again that these people are usually overwhelmed by their living conditions, overwhelmed by their possessions and their stuff. And since I've been doing so much work on myself on this, I really love sharing some of the aspects that have made such a difference in my life, because I've totally cleared out all that now. So I suppose it started with the breakup with my ex, clearing out a relationship that was no longer vital. It was no longer filled with energy. It was, together, 30 years of being with someone, because you grow kind of into this pattern. And how many of us know what that means? And then, one day it you leave the relationship and now have a whole new palette of emotions to deal with, including releasing all the old emotion. And so I related that so much to letting go of all the stuff, to the not so much the emotional stuff, although there is so much emotion in your collection of stuff, but recognizing how we accumulate, and suddenly we're drowning in all these things, whether it's drowning in emotions or drowning in physical material things or thoughts, drowning in old thoughts that no longer serve us. The wonderful art of Feng Shui is release. And with that release comes new space. So if you're looking for something new in your relationship, again, I know many of you already know this, bear with me. If you're looking to bring someone new into your life, if you're looking to bring in abundance into your life, whatever that may be, and your house is plugged up right to the doorway with collections of stuff, it's very clear and understandable that it's blocking the flow to come in. So I'd love for you to really look at your life now, those of you who are feeling stuck, and start with looking at your house. And if your house is filled to the brim and over, because the brim is when your closets are filled, and the every table space is filled, the bookshelves are overflowing, and your kitchen counters are filled with stuff until the point where there's actually not even a clear space to work on. So I'd love you to start by looking at your house, because this is the way you get to looking within. And how does your house look to you? If it is like, oh, I can't deal with it, I know I need to work on this, but it's just so much to do, you've got a problem. And the best way to deal with it is start with one spot, start with one room, one closet, and take it all down. Take down everything extraneous so that you're left with let's say the bedroom, okay? You're left with the dresser with nothing flowing out of it, just the dresser, a lamp or whatever you have there, the bed, a chair, and nothing else. Take it all out, like Kondo does. She has the people take everything out of their closets and throw them on the bed, and you see this mountain of stuff. And you look at your stuff and say, oh my God, how could I didn't even know I had this much stuff. And she teaches people how to, one by one, decide what needs to stay and go. But what I'd like to suggest, because those techniques are already available to you, is that you look at this stuff and ask yourself, how much does this weigh? Oh my God. A bed full of clothing, dressers filled with extraneous stuff, 27,000 pairs of socks and underwear and all these things. How much does this weigh you down? How much does it prevent you, first of all, from bringing in new, although the whole idea of clearing is not to be the perennial consumer that, you clear out your old stuff and bring in a ton of new stuff, but rather that you bring in, or you allow space for things that matter, for things that will fill your heart and that bring joy. And that is not a collection of stuff. Now that I'm on this island, there isn't a lot of shopping potential here. It's minimal. People, you have enough stores to get what you need, but there isn't, the wealth. Every other store, every other door is not a store, and people here are not obsessive consumers. It's just not there. And it's been a wonderful shift for me to live in this environment where we don't go shopping for sport. How many times as a young woman, the thing to do was to go shopping, and still is. What are you doing tomorrow? I'm going to go to the mall and go shopping. And it's just like, really, shopping for sport? I mean, it's one thing to go out and look for something you need. It's another just to, let's go shopping for fun. And malls have been designed for exactly that, with 8,000 eateries and every kind of store. And you end up coming home with stuff What is this stuff? I would like to suggest that this is like filling your life with all these extraneous things is like a congested tube in the sink. You just keep cramming it in, and then nothing flows. So if you're having a problem with flow and feeling stuck, the first place to look is your physical house. Because of course the house is a symbol of the physical reality, it is the root chakra par excellence. If you're really loving your house, if you have cleared spaces in your house, I'll bet you're not feeling stuck. I'll put a $5 wager on it. And if you are feeling stuck, look there. No matter of meditation and higher energy work will address that. And so even in my workshops, when people say, I just can't seem to, I don't know what's wrong, I just can't get into the state that I'm trying to achieve. It's like, tell me about your house. And inevitably, people say, oh yeah, oh, my house is a mess. So let's clear up. Step number one, let's clean up the house. If freedom and liberation and flow and higher consciousness is what we want to achieve, let's start with the root chakra. Okay? So with this message today, I invite you, if this touches you, maybe it doesn't, but if it does, start with your bedroom. Take a good look what you got in there. This is the place of rest. You need this place to be clear. You need good air in the bedroom. You need air flowing, energy flowing. And remember that Feng Shui, life is about energy. So do the Kanso, sorry, I keep making a mistake about her name. Her name is Kondo. Maria Kondo method. Take out your crap. Look at all the stuff you've got. And don't beat yourself up. And don't feel that you have to throw it away or give it away. But ask yourself, how is all of this stuff keeping me anchored, heavily, weighed down? And what can I do about it? Sorry, we have the dog symphony starting behind me. Here she goes. Scoochie, I'm trying to do something here. Okay, so that's step number one. You're going to clean out your bedroom closet. You're going to clean out your bedroom, all the drawers, everything, and just pile it up. And number one, look at the pile of stuff. It's much more than you thought you had. And take out, remove the things that no longer serve you. And with each piece that goes, you're going to feel lighter. There may be a moment of regret. Like, oh, I think yesterday I talked about my Italian shoes. And I did that night think, oh, they were so beautiful. It's so expensive. And those are the chains. I don't want chains in my life. I want liberty and freedom. And so there may be a moment of regret. Like, I can't get rid of those. They're just too beautiful, too expensive. And if you can't, you can't. But if you can, what replaces that, the weight of it, is more space, more freedom, more energy flowing through you, more wind, more light, more water. Okay? Start with that. And I'm going to do a little series here, I think, moving up. We'll start with the root chakra. And then my next video, I'm going to talk about how this affects the emotions, the next chakra up. So go ahead, do it. Try it. And I can tell you, like me, I have looked minimal. I'm not a minimalist. Could never do it. I called it ridiculous yesterday, and I do apologize to any minimalists out there because I meant it was ridiculous for me. I can't ever be an extreme minimalist because I have things that my method, or let's say the things that make me happy, are a couple of pieces that are full of joy or color or life. And in my life right now, and for so many years, things that have to do with the dolphins and whales, as you see, and the water are very precious to me. So I have a few things and lots of space. And when I can look at a countertop and have nothing but a piece or two there, that feeling of space, there's nothing better. Okay, so try that, and I'll come back to you with Feng Shui and the emotional body in my next section. Thank you for listening, and don't forget, push that like or subscribe button and help me go to the next level on YouTube so that I can reach more people. If you like what I'm saying. Thanks, guys. I'll be back soon. Take care.